Hello and welcome to the rotator cuff mini mobility class. Now keep in mind the rotator cuff is comprised of four muscles: the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and subscapularis. So we are going to be a bit more specific than just the rotator cuff. However, they are in large part responsible for rotation of our shoulder, which is going to be a huge focus of today's class. So if you struggle with rotation, lifting your arm up overhead, this is going to be a great class for you. If you do experience any pain, discomfort, anything that doesn't feel good, please do not push into that, especially if you've had a past of shoulder injuries. Okay? Don't push into closing angle pain. If you're unsure what that means, please refer back to the shoulder assessment video, as that's going to be your best friend in this. Okay? So first thing we're going to start off with is going to be some shoulder cards. We're going to see how they're feeling today, basically assessing ourselves in a quick format, and then we'll see how that feels at the end of the class as well. So we're going to start in the half kneeling position, which is essentially just down on one knee. Palm is going to face up. I like to hand on the rib to keep them in check, and then we're going to bring that palm across our body. Once we've kind of hit our block point, that's where we're going to start the rotation, where the palm starts to rotate towards you. As we reach up overhead, that thumb is going to now start to rotate down as we sweep our arm and reach into the back seat of the car. Keep rotating that thumb so that when you finish, your palm should be along the side of your body, facing the outside. Okay, now in reverse, thumb goes back. Again, we hit our end point, and then we're going to rotate, come around, and then finish in that same position. So what I really want you to pay attention to, because the next thing we're going to do is called a sticky zone car, is I want you to assess yourself, where is the trickiest point of the car? And I'll give you a couple popular places that they are, but everyone is going to be a little bit different, so find the position that works best for you. So we're going to go palm up and across once again. Once we get to here, sometimes people can get a little sticky as they start this rotation. Right? But everyone's going to be a bit different. So find out where the sticky point, for me it's somewhere in here, is for you though. As we finish up the strep, thumb goes back. We're going to rotate out and around. And then we're going to check in on the other side. So same thing, half kneeling position. Palm is going to go up. There, we're going to rotate, reach behind us, clicking, popping, that stuff is pretty much okay as long as there's no pain associated with it. I'd go even as far as discomfort with any clicking or popping. But you can go into it a little bit, just don't keep pressing into it as we go. So again, we're assessing our sticky zone because that's the next thing we're going to focus on. Let's say you get stuck here. Okay, what we're going to do now is work on an axial rotation. So if I stick my thumb out, you're going to see we're going to try to rotate it as far as we can, thumb going up or back, and then we're going to rotate all the way thumb down or in. And we're just going to spin the shoulder in its socket. Although you see my thumb moving, the action is coming from here. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to go back to that original position. I'm going to see if I can go up a little higher now, and then repeat. Get that same spin. And then I'll show the one up here when we switch sides. So, find out where your sticking points are, and then we're going to rotate and spin in those positions. Okay, then you're going to finish up that car, come back around. Probably shake the shoulder out because it's pretty sore at this point. So, same thing, back to that original side we were doing on. We're going to reach up. Let's say our sticking point is right here. Okay, again, the thumb goes out. That's just for reference as we rotate down and all the way back. You could do this at any point in the car. These are just a couple common points, so I'm demonstrating here. But let's say if you got stuck back here, same thing. Just rotating that sticky zone. Go 5, rotations each direction, and then try to break through one barrier. So go a little bit further, rotate again for 5, and then after that second barrier, you're just going to finish up the car like you were doing it all in one swoop. So as we finish up here, then we'll come back around. And there is our warm-up. So I'm going knuckles here, just in case you had any wrist issues. You can do this. You could go here, you could use some dumbbells, whatever is most comfortable for yourself. In this all fours position, what we're going to be doing is just trying to move through the shoulder blades. So try not to get the spine involved. Okay, we're just moving through the shoulder blades. Let's start with a chest is going to fall, shoulder blades squeeze together. Okay, from here we're going to shrug all the way up towards the ears. Keep your shoulder blades shrugged up towards the ears. You're going to press through the floor. Try to separate them as much as you can. Then from there, keep them separated. We're going to try to drop them into our back pocket. Keep them in your back pocket as you squeeze them together. Slide them up. Spread them apart. Pull them down. And we're just going to go in that same circular fashion one more time around before we now reverse. So now you're going to try to slide them up as they're separated. Now that they're up, we're going to squeeze together. Now that they're together, we're going to pull down. And then again, in that same circular fashion, we're going to go in that direction, squeezing down, pushing apart, slide up, drop down, and there we are. Next up, we're going to go into the prone position. So we're going to be laying face down. One arm can be kind of your forehead pillow, and then this is going to be our working arm. So we're going to be doing what we call a capsular car. So again, we're going to keep our shoulder in kind of the same position, and then we're going to rotate it on that axis. Okay, so head can rest onto the forearm. What you're going to do is imagine you're doing a row. So then elbow is going to come up towards the ceiling. We lift the knuckle up and off. Rest of our body stays totally still. From here, we rotate so the back of the hand goes up towards the ceiling. Keep trying to drive that elbow up towards the ceiling as you then rotate all the way internally. And then we're going to go through those 2 rotations. I like to imagine there's a skewer going through my upper arm. So it stays in position. You don't want to have the arm moving all over the place. The only action it has is we're going to retract the shoulder blade or pull the shoulder blade back. And then we rotate for 2 more reps each way. Good. Knuckle can relax. And then we'll switch over to the other side. So same idea. That left arm is going to lift up towards the ceiling. We rotate the back of the hand up towards the ceiling, and then we come where knuckles are going to reach up. And then we rotate back and forth 5 times. The rest of our body stays still, and that skewer is running through the arm so that we're just rotating on the axis of the shoulder. Good, it can relax on that side as well. In the prone position as well, we're going to go with what's called a swimmer hover. Okay, so this one is important. We're going to watch out for the arch in the low back. Our head's going to be relaxed on the ground. You can always roll up a towel and place it on the forehead if you're not on something comfortable. Or if you're comfortable, you are going to put face right on the floor. Okay, 2 kind of pit stop positions. One's going to be hands between the shoulder blades. The other one's going to be what we call a handcuff position. Once you see it, you'll understand why. Okay. So head goes down to start. We try to touch between the shoulder blades as best we can. And the first action is elbows and shoulder blades lift up towards the ceiling. Okay? We make sure we don't arch through the low back and lift up everything. That's where our head stays on the ground. And our pelvis is going to tuck under, squeeze the butt tight. We lift those elbows and shoulders up. Arms extend overhead. And they're going to sweep down to a T position where we're going to rotate them. Keep lifting the palms up towards the ceiling. Elbows bend. We're into that handcuff position. We can slowly relax.
Now again, shoulder blades and elbows lift up towards the ceiling. Try to lift those hands up and off. Straighten out the elbows. Come up to the T. Rotate. Hands try to reach between the shoulder blades. And relax. That is 1 rep. We get to do 4 more for a total of 5. So we're going to lift up and off. Extend the arms out. Sweep around. Keep trying to reach as you rotate the palms up towards the ceiling. Into that handcuff position. If you want a really good shoulder burn, don't relax there. Go right back as we rotate. Sweep the arms up overhead. 2. Arms go up. Sweep around. Rotate. Into handcuff. Lift up. Sweep around. Rotate between the shoulder blades. 2 more. Keep reaching up towards the ceiling. This is where it starts to get hard, but do not get lazy. Keep fighting for every last inch if you need to. Just take a quick rest in either the handcuff or the shoulder blade position before continuing. Good. Last one here. Keep reaching up, 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 up. Rotate. Handcuff. Last one here. Whew.
And that can get hard pretty quick. Okay? Last but not least, we're going to up the ante in our shoulder car here. We're going to be going into a side plank position while doing a shoulder car. So, great start position is going to be knees stacked on top of each other, hips stacked, shoulder right over top of the elbow, and bringing the hips up and through. So we're going from a knee side plank position, and then same thing, palm comes up and across the body, come up by the bicep. It's going to rotate, reach into the back seat of the car, keep rotating so when you finish, palms facing up towards the ceiling, thumb goes back, rotate around, and we got there. Okay, you can do the same thing from the toes. It's going to be a little bit more challenging. So from the toes here, that arm comes up, rotates, reach into the back seat of the car, and then the other direction. So you can see, you can get a pretty good shake going on those. But we still got the other side, so don't worry. Again, knees stack, hip stack, shoulders over top of the elbow. I'll move down so you guys can actually see. And we're off. So still keeping that control. The slower you go, the longer you have to hold the plank, so therefore the harder. But the more control you're going to have over your shoulder. So it is worth the struggle to fight for those last few seconds as we're going to do our last rep from the feet. Up in that side plank position, seeing how does my shoulder feel, one, in this position, because as you change the body position with cars, it's going to change the intensity. Here we're using kind of full body tension to increase the challenge, but going prone, right now you have gravity, so as we change positions, it can change the car as well. Take a feel, how are your shoulders feeling now? They definitely got a good workout there. That is not an easy class, but it is an effective one for gaining control of rotation and really owning control of our shoulders. So I hope you enjoyed. As always, feedback is so appreciated. I love to hear from you guys, and have a great day.